Hey YouTube, it's your girl Yona Marie, and today I want to talk about what it means to be pitchy when you're singing and how to avoid it. Yona Marie music, create with me. So what does it mean to be pitchy? So when you're singing a song, what you're trying to do is hit very distinctive notes in your melody when you're singing. And when you don't hit those notes, you're singing off key or pitchy. So in Western music culture, most songs are put in a diatonic key consisting of 7 notes. It's a major scale or a minor scale usually. The most common scale you may know of is the C scale, which is C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, or Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do. Now if you want to do a minor scale, you can do the same thing with the relative minor to C, which is A, and that can be A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, or La, Ti, Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La. And those scales are responsible for the majority of popular music today. So when you're singing a song and you're supposed to be hitting Do, Mi, Sol, but your notes are not actually Do, Mi, Sol, what it means is you're hitting it a little bit pitchy and off key. So when you're singing higher than the note you meant to sing, you're singing sharp. And when you're singing lower than the note you meant to sing, you're singing flat. Now a lot of times I hear people that are not musically trained saying, oh, that person was flat when they were off key, but sometimes they actually were sharp, and that kind of grinds my gears. Like, just because you're off key doesn't necessarily mean you're automatically flat. There's 2 ways to be off key. I just want you to remember that. So if you're singing most of the notes in your song wrong, that means you're singing it pitchy. Now don't take this to mean that every note you sing has to be perfect. No singer is going to be 100% accurate when it comes to pitch, and it's very unrealistic to aim for. You don't want to be singing like a robot, so it's fine if you're missing notes here and there. We're not trained to be perfect when we're singers, especially. Sometimes if you're an instrumentalist, you might be trained to really be going for pitch accuracy, and it's easier to do on an instrument because the instrument is tuned. But vocally, that's really hard to do 100% all the time, and it's fine. Sometimes when you're off pitch, it actually adds a little bit of color to the song anyway, and it definitely adds realness. So don't try to be 100% perfect with your pitch. Nobody needs to be that good. So let's talk about what causes a pitchy voice. Well, the first thing, if you're a beginner, you're expected to be pitchy. If you're just getting into singing, you're just understanding scales, learning how to do songs, learning how to do a correct melody, of course, you can be pitchy. You're just getting into it, so it's fine. So a singer that's pitchy usually has 1 or more of the 3 categories that I want to talk about. You could be lacking experience, you could be lacking confidence, or you could be lacking ear training. So the best way to get experience is to hook up with a voice teacher that can teach you the correct way to start from scratch. Teach you breath support, teach you good positioning, teach you good beginner scales, teach you maybe a little bit of music theory too. It's really good to work one-on-one with somebody that can give you feedback along the way, especially when it comes to identifying and singing well within your vocal range, because not everybody can hit the same notes. And if you're trying to go for notes that's not really in your vocal range, it's also going to make it super easy to be pitchy. Now, confidence is another thing. You might have all the experience, but lack actually having the confidence on stage to get your performance out the way you want it. Now, sometimes when you get lack of confidence on stage, you may get symptoms of anxiety that's including shaking, which can literally cause your pitch to shake, sweating, dry mouth, and that can stop you from sounding good on stage compared to when you're at home practicing in your own comfortable space. So that's something you would need to work on over time, is gaining experience on stage in front of people and working through that anxiety. That way you can get better with pitch over time. And the third thing is ear training. Now, some people get this naturally over time when they have a good ear for music, when they grow up in a musical family, when they're exposed to music from a young age through classes. But some people really struggle when it comes to being able to identify pitches. So you may need to go through an ear training specific course that can get you recognizing different pitches, different scales. Because a lot of times people can be a bit tone deaf. But just because you're tone deaf doesn't mean you can't work your way out of it, because I've seen it done. So again, it's no need to be perfect when it comes to getting all your pitches right in a song. A lot of professional singers are doing performances back to back on tour all the time, and you can't expect them to be hitting 100% right notes. It's really unfair to try to put that pressure on a singer. Nobody wants to be hearing robots sing everything perfect. Okay, because when you try to put it in motion, when you're dancing, you're putting on a show, there's no need to be 100% accurate with your pitches, because people know what the song is and people can enjoy the music without you having to be 100% accurate with your pitch. But it is good to strive for maybe 80% accuracy, maybe 90% accuracy even. And that can get you pretty far in the music world, because professionals do like to hear around 90% accuracy when it comes to your pitch. If you find that you're lacking in music theory or ear training and you think you can really improve your pitch accuracy, I'm going to leave some links in my description to some classes classes below that I think will be really helpful for anyone, even if you're starting from scratch. And it's really helpful to have in your bag and continue to grow with, even if you do have music theory experience, because you can get to those advanced stages of ear training and really come up with some great musical ideas when you're putting on performances. Thank you for tuning in, and if you like my video, please consider subscribing and check my website at yonamariemusic.com for helpful tips for your music career. And I will see you next time.